make $70 million per second, have an entire base full of massive plants, and have an entire inventory full of King Lemones inside of Plants vs. Brainrot. I've been playing this game for over a month, and during that time, I've compiled the best list of 12 master tips that you have to do in order to be a pro at this game. And I am not cheating when I say that these are the 12 most essential tips, because using them, I have been able to gather tens of trillions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of DPS on my plants, and some of the best brain rots in the entire game. And real quick, if this video reaches 2,000 likes, I will give away my army of King Lemone plants to random people who like, subscribe, and comment the username down below. But anyways, let's go. My first tip out of 12 is to complete the story, guys. I'm telling you, this story mode is one of the best things to ever come inside of Plants vs. Brainrot. If you look right here, story modes, if you guys complete a certain amount, you can unlock different biomes, such as the desert biome and the brand new jungle biome. And just from completing the story mode in the short time that I've been playing this game, just by pressing battle every now and then, I'm able to get heaps of rewards, such as a bunch of EXP potions, lucky potions, and so much more. And the best thing about those lucky potions is that they usually cost Robux. If we take a look in the shop right now, it literally is 180 Robux that you could be saving just by doing this story mode. And if we look, I've gotten 4 of them, 4 speeds, 50 damage potions, and 300 riot potions, so it's safe to say that this is pretty worth it. Not to mention that once you unlock a new biome, you will get a whole brand new tier of brain rots coming, which means that with the desert biome, you can unlock tier 2, and even with the jungle biome, you can unlock tier 3 brain rots, which makes your brain rots 3 times as valuable. Like, look at this magma lost Mr. Karatito's level 5 that I have, which literally generates $1 million per second. That would never happen normally if it wasn't for the tiers. It would only do 200k. So it's safe to say that the story mode is extremely important. And that was only the first of 12 tips that I'll be covering in this video. And as the video goes on, the tips only get crazier because this video is for pros only. But if you take a look at my base right now, you might notice a common theme within a lot of my brain rots. There's actually a lot of these upside down 6-7s, which all do 600k, 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 800k per second. And you might be thinking, surely those are duped, right? But if you play Plants vs. Brainrots a lot, you would know that this stuff comes from admin abuses, and you should definitely not neglect those, because they are some of the most important things in the game to get valuable items. And I'm not talking about just Brainrots. You see, during the admin abuses, they regularly spawn these 6-7s. Matter of fact, that they are the only way to get these 6-7 Brainrots, which is conveniently one of the best Brainrots in the entire game. The base price of one of these bad boys is only around 18k, but if you open up to some other things, you can get 100k on this underworld, 250k on this upside down, 131k on this frozen, and then once they get large, they can do some ridiculous amounts, like 850,000 per second. That is insane. And the best part about this is, if your garden is good enough, you should be able to kill them. Or if you can't kill them, all you need to do is come over to these wheelbarrows and just spend a measly 45 Robux, which is super easy to do. So this really shouldn't be a problem. So as long as you can attend the admin abuses, you guys will be able to get so many of these upside down 6-7. And that is the main reason that my base is worth $71 million per second. But the second and most important way that I got such a rich base is for another method that I'll be revealing at the end of the video. And trust me, just by doing that method, I was able to double my cash per second, so I wouldn't want to miss that. Anyways, earlier on in the video, we talked about potions and how OP they can be, like such as the speed potion, which can double the amount of speed that these brain rots come down the track, the lucky potions, which obviously increases your luck damage, which increases your plant's damage, but there's also this potion here called the riot potion, and this can only be obtained in one way, and that way are from the Central Island event, most notably the brand new artist event that just came into Plants vs. Brainrots. Because if we just take a little look, sometimes some of these rewards can contain these riot potions, and I've probably already gotten like 100 this event, and they're not really that hard to get. Like if we take a look at my potions right now, like obviously 4, 50, and 300. So yeah, they're not that hard to get, which is quite strange because matter of fact, these are the best potions in the entire game. If we look at the before I put on the potion, and then let me just equip some real quick and take a look at this, bro. The brain rot spawn, I think it's like 4 times faster from this one potion, and that potion lasts 10 minutes. So it's super easy. You can just go ahead and stack up as many as you can right now. However, some events are easier than others to get these potions, such as the last event, the Tomato Morelli event, was like way harder to get them than this one. So definitely abuse the events where it's easy to get these riot potions because sometimes it's not always like that. And if you are not running these right potions 24/7, you will be behind, I'm telling you. Now, if you've been looking at my base since the start of the video and you've seen my two best brain rolls, there's a Magma Lost Mr. Caratitos tier 5 and Galactic Lost Mr. Caratitos tier 2. And you might be thinking, how are you getting these mutated? How are you getting them with tiers? They don't even spawn on the track. Because if you guys didn't know, the Lost Mr. Caratitos is only spawned once you come over to the fuse machine and submit a Mr. Carrot plant and a Lost Tralaloritos brain roll. And this has actually been a very common meta going around in the past few days in the Plants vs. Brainrots advanced community, which only the pros know. So, you know, thank me later. You see, I'm looking here in the Plants vs. Brainrots Discord server right now, and look at this. My friend fused Rainbow Lost Tralaloritos tier 5 with a normal Mr. Carrot and got a 1 million per second. It is way too overpowered. So you can see the only reason that this thing is Rainbow and tier 5 is only because they submitted a Rainbow and tier 5 Lost Tralaloritos. And if you don't know what that is, it's one of the easiest secrets in the game. Like, just take a look at the index. It's literally one of the top ones, and I'm sure you guys have a ton of them in your inventory. Now, bonus brownie points if you guys have like a huge Mr. Carrot or something like that, but even then, it'll still be insanely overpowered if you literally just get an insane Lost Tralaloritos, and you can get insane drops like this $1 million per second Lost Mr. Caratitos tier 5 Magma. And this method might get patched soon, so do it fast. Now, for the next one, you guys might have seen this grow all sign over here, and you might be wondering, like, obviously this grows all of your plants, but how effective even is that? I mean, it is 200 Robux after all, which is not an easy price to pay, especially when there's a lot of better ways to spend your Robux in the game, which I'll be talking about more later, what you should and shouldn't spend your Robux on. So you see, just as an example, I'm just gonna get this Torelli seed right here, and I'm just gonna plant this thing down. Now, normally this would take 23 minutes, so in that event, I would most likely go for the grow all. But if you just use these water buckets, which literally come in stock every single time guaranteed in the gear shop, if I literally just put down one of these water buckets, it literally crosses the timer by 5 minutes. So I can just click like a few times. Let me just use like 10, and look, I legit just saved 17 minutes, and I did not have to use a grow all. Now, obviously I could spend more water buckets, but I wouldn't really advise doing that. But that just saved like 80% of my time, and then there's no use spending 200 Robux for 6 minutes unless you're really that lazy. But yeah, definitely just do not spend your Robux on that. Now, I'm kind of a bad example for this, but if you guys can use your cards, I promise you they will be super important. If we just look at some of these things right now, right? Monetary Masterpiece, 10% increased income from all Brainrots. This basically just makes it so whenever you're just AFK in the game, you can literally get 10% more money. But that's not all, because if you guys still remember, there's actually tiers to cards as well. So the Monetary Masterpiece thing is literally just a guaranteed final reward from the Artist Frenzy event, so super easy to do. But if I just come over to the card merging thing right here, I'm gonna just select 3 of these, right? And then I'm just gonna merge it, and then I'll be able to make even more money per second, 15% increased brain rot. And then if I just want to merge this a few more times, here we go. I can now fuse a tier 2 to get a tier 3, the best tier of this Monetary Masterpiece, meaning that I'll now be able to earn 20% increased income. And just by doing this, I'll obviously be able to make more money per second on all of these. Now, obviously that sounds normal, right? Like, surely, like, you use these. But I swear some people, like, underestimate these. Like, this one card that's called, like, Secret Collector. It's one of the rarest ones, and it allows you to earn 25% more secrets to spawn. Like, 25%, that is like so much. So definitely make sure you guys take advantage of these cards. But not only taking advantage of them, make sure to not use some. Like, some cards sound good in theory, but they're really not. Like, if you take a look at the Freezing Field, every 50 Brainrot slain, freeze all Brainrots for 5 seconds. Like, it legit freezes them on the road where your plants can't even kill them. And most of the time, it's just these ones with like 2,000 health. And it's like, why? Like, why would you ever do that? It just wastes your time. Just kill less Brainrots. So just make sure you guys are wary about what cards you play. Now, also speaking about the Central Island, you guys might have seen this plant extractor thing over here. And just to test this before, I actually put 5 mangoes in this machine, and then I actually got 3 big EXP bottles. So, I mean, that sounds good, right? 3 big EXP bottles. But let me just show you guys. How good are these big EXP bottles, you may ask? So, here we go. This level 1 Pint of Painter. I'm just going to put one of these. Look. It did that little. It did that little. It does like nothing. So think about it. I just spent 5 mangoes. Each time I'm pressing this is like 1.5 mangoes. So instead, what you can do is use some less good plants. Like, I'm sure you guys aren't using Mr. Carrots anymore, or if you are, all the noobs watching, I'm sorry. I just gotta see, because I put in 5 mangoes before, and I swear I got 3 bottles. They probably buffed it. If this also gives me 10, wait, science. It gave me 10 big EXP bottles. Do not waste your mangoes on this thing, bro. I spent 5 mangoes, and then I also spent 5 Mr. Carrots and tomatoes and got the exact same thing. Yeah, okay, guys. So just be careful of what you spend. So guys, y'all better subscribe after that. I wasted so many mangoes on that. But have you guys ever wanted to test the update early? Now that sounds like kind of a long shot, but obviously these updates, they don't make them all on the Saturday. You know, they like work on it the whole week. So maybe you guys want early access to the updates. Well, I actually have like a secret way that you can actually get early access, and I'll show them to you guys right now. So if I come over to the Plants vs. Brainrots Discord server right now, obviously there's like no way to get early access, right? However, the sneak peeks panel, I have seen some of the devs of the game send the link to like their private Plants vs. Brainrots testing server or something like that in this channel. I swear I've seen it like 5 times. So just make sure you guys keep an eye out on this channel. Maybe have notifications on. They only put them out for like 1 minute to have like community testing. I've seen it before. It's so strange. And then like they delete it super quick because obviously not everybody can be tested. But maybe if you guys have like an auto clicker, I've only ever seen it on the sneak peeks channel, but just like maybe put an auto clicker out or like, or have notifications or something like that, because like they don't ping, they just post it for like a minute and then they delete it. So maybe this is like unknown propaganda that nobody is gonna like believe, but I've seen it before, bro. Now we all know when something good comes in stock, just like this dragon fruit right now. It's not that good, but it's the only example I can give. But like you can only buy 1 of them, right? Until you gotta wait for the next time the dragon fruit is in stock. But however, instead what I could do, instead of buying this thing for 50 Robux, I could spend the restock for 69 Robux. Now that obviously doesn't sound like a good idea, but if there's like a King Limone in stock, which usually costs 1,000, what I can do is I can buy out the King Limone, and then for whatever reason, I can press restock with 70 Robux, and instead of refreshing the entire stock, it refreshes the exact same stock that was in before. So let's just take a look at this real quick, right? 4 cactus seeds, 3 strawberries, and 2 pumpkins. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, and then there was also dragon fruit. Okay, 4, 3, 2, and dragon fruit. Now, if we buy that, look, 4, 3, 2, and a dragon fruit. So like it doesn't refresh it. It just puts the same things in there every time. So what I've done, what I've spent so much Robux on is every time like they'd stock a King Limone or something like that, I just spend like 1,000 Robux, like doing that over and over. And that's how I got my entire army of all this. If I look up King Limone in my thing, yeah, okay, that's how I got them, guys. They're not duped. Now, on the topic of plants, you might be wondering like what I've done with all of these plants. Like obviously I have a lot in my inventory, but I used to have like double this. So what have I actually done with these? Well, I've traded them. Now, let me tell you why. For the most part, I would recommend you actually plant down your seeds. Obviously, like plant your seeds and then you can trade them. But the thing is, these King Limones, right? They are most likely going to be in the game forever. Same with the mangoes, same as the shrooms, same as everything, because they don't have the limited tag on them. Look at this. This says secret, and this panda painter says limited, which means that this is not going to be here forever, but this one is. So this thing is only going to go down in value over time. So if you guys just stock up on these, plant down all of your seeds, and then just keep the big ones, and then the small ones, if you're not using them, you can just trade them away for some insane stuff. Like you can go click on my other videos, test like trading videos and stuff like that. But I've traded like 3 limones or 2 limones or something like that for like these upside down 6-7s, which do 600k per second, which is kind of crazy. So definitely make sure that you guys trade those ASAP before they go out of value, because it's only going to decrease every day. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said how I got a big base like this from not just admin abuse, and then I'll just tell you the next method right now, and it's trading. Like that's what I just said basically. Like it was going to be a big surprise, but like I just said, the next tip, obviously, just make sure you guys trade. Like that's basically what I'm saying, because if you guys can trade right, you will be able to get insane guns like this. Like before trading, I was at like 30 million per second. Now I'm at 70 million per second. You guys have to make sure you're trading right. And I'm going to just give you a Weirdblocks crash course on trading 101. Okay, listen up. So the main spot to trade is in the Plants vs. Brainrots official Discord server, discord.gg/Plants vs. Brainrots. And where you actually want to go is the looking for channel here. And you can see a lot of people trading here. And then they say, looking for huge roomy neon tomato or something like that. And then they also say NGF unless you have more, something like that. NGF, that says NGF. And then you might be thinking like, what does that mean? No, it actually means not giving first. And if you play Grow a Garden, you would have seen that as well, like Steal a Brainrot, anything like that, because they actually don't have a built-in trading system. And instead, you just have to gift players once at a time, so somebody could just scam. So the big thing about trading is actually something called vouchers, which is where it shows how many trades you've done. So if you've traded with somebody successfully and they don't scam and you don't scam, then you both type, like, let's say Lil Timmy didn't scam. You say at Lil Timmy didn't scam W or something like that, like in the looking for channel. So then let me just go like mentions Lil Timmy, and then I'll see if somebody said at Lil Timmy scammer, then I'll know that he's a scammer. But then if they say at Lil Timmy W, then he's not. So obviously if Lil Timmy has 0 vouchers and then I have 20 vouchers, obviously he's gonna have to give first and then I'll give second because I'm more trusted. Anyways, that's the end of Weirdblox's Trading 101. Earlier, I also spoke about not spending your Robux on the grow or anything like that, and there's actually very limited things you should spend your Robux on. Now, I'm gonna give you guys the ultimate crash course on Robux. So grow all, don't buy. If we come to the Central Island, this middle bit, don't buy. This is a complete scam, 37.5k per second. Now, that is base, so you could get a bigger one that's worth more, but I don't think it can get mutations on it, so I wouldn't recommend that, and it's only 1%. But skipping the plant converter, do not do that. Skipping the fuse machine, do not do that. I was not a good example, but anyways, skipping this, you could do that, but probably not. Now, where it gets good is the shop. Now, Commando Apple, do not buy. This has the same damage as the Tomatrio. Do not buy this. Meme Lucky Egg, just look in your inventory. If you guys have been playing this game at all, just look in your inventory. I have 1,000 of them. So do not buy that. With Robux card packs, no, don't. You can also get these for free. Granted, they're not shiny. Now, these potions, as I said earlier in the video, you can actually get them for free from the story mode. And the last thing, the passes. This is the only thing I should say you buy. Not only how VIP gives you 25% more money permanently, but extra space also just gives you extra space, and inventory space is not that big in this game, so make sure you guys buy it. And hey, look at that tomato morelli that I planted earlier. This thing is gold, 26k DPS. Damn, wait, this is actually on my team now. Thanks guys for the good luck. And my last tip is subscribing, guys, for more insane videos like this. Let's go. Like the video, 2k likes and I'll give away a ton of King Lemones, and I'll see you all later. Bye.